this vaccine is safe and effective, and I'm really excited because I have a 4-year-old grandchild, and I'm now be able to get him vaccinated.
Now, they're saying, some people are saying that there's a link to hepatitis. I'm not familiar with this. What do you know on that?
Yeah, let me tell you what this. So the issue is that there are a few cases which they found of this terrible, terrible worldwide hepatitis outbreak, where some of the kids have had COVID. It's important to say this is not related to the vaccine, so this is not a vaccine issue, but this is an issue of kids who get COVID. We know COVID infects every organ in our body, and so one of the theories is that this bad hepatitis, which has not only killed children, but caused them to even have to have liver transplants, might be caused by COVID. The key word is might, but there's some pretty strong evidence, at least in these small number of kids.
This, we had the vaccine earlier for adults, and then we had the vaccine for everybody else, then we had the booster shot, then we had the other booster shot. So this is kind of the final vaccine, I guess, that everybody's been waiting for. But we're now 2.5 years into this whole thing. Is there, I guess what I'm asking is, for parents, those children most likely have already been exposed to COVID. And I've seen some of the stats on there. They're saying 100% of Americans have already been exposed to the virus.
Well, remind everyone that exposure to the virus, we still recommend that you get vaccinated. We believe that the vaccine gives you a much more durable, that means more long-lasting protection. And so we still recommend that these kids get vaccinated. By the way, there are many people who still have not been gotten COVID. I don't believe I've had COVID, even though I've been fully vaccinated so far. I'm lucky, but we still think you should get the vaccine. This is a safe, effective vaccine. And by the way, while it's taken a couple years to get us to this point, that's tragically the normal process. We do the adults first, and then we do pregnant women, and then we do kids. And so 18 million kids will now be eligible to get vaccinated. And then in the fall, we may very well need to have another vaccine that's a second generation vaccine and begin vaccinating people maybe on an annual basis.
Right. And then we don't want to forget about the boosters for the adults as well, right? There's the third booster, and then there's the first booster, and then there's the second booster, which now a lot of people are trying to get. The issues with why people don't want to get vaccinated. Some countries are at 90+%. We are not there yet. Why?
Yeah, we still have some vaccine hesitancy in some situations. We still have people who just kind of, haven't gotten around to it. And that's the real challenge. We still have to deal with certainly the hesitancy, better education. And then we need to work with those folks that aren't opposed to getting vaccinated, but just haven't gotten around to it, make it much more easy for them to get vaccinated.
I know so many young parents and people with grandkids that remain very concerned about COVID. They keep their children in the bubble because they're quite concerned. With this vaccine now, that's going to alleviate so much social pressure for them that they're going to feel safer going out and about. And could we say that life could be almost back to normal?
Well, life will be better. We need to be, this vaccine, this virus has fooled us every time we've, thought we've gotten our hands around it. But we do know that the vaccine is safe, effective, dramatically reduces your risk of getting really sick and dying. And by the way, COVID-19 is one of the 10 leading causes of death for kids. So we absolutely need to get these kids vaccinated.
Okay, give me some good news. What's next for COVID? We're hearing that it's becoming more mild. We're hearing that more countries are beginning to live with it a little bit better. Are you worried about what may or may not happen this fall, knock on wood?
Look, we could have an outbreak that's large this fall, but what we're seeing, quite frankly, is that people who are getting reinfected, particularly those that are vaccinated, it's a mild illness. And I think over time, this disease is just going to be something that we will see, will be vaccinated, and just like influenza, tragically, we'll have some people that get really sick from it. But if you're fully vaccinated, you'll be much, much better protected.